You wake up in the morning with that deep exhaustion, like you haven't slept at all. That heaviness on the right side of your belly feels like it's always there, reminding you something's not right. You look in the mirror and notice you've put on a few pounds, especially around your midsection. But it's not just that. It's the feeling that your body isn't responding like it used to, that any effort feels twice as hard. And then comes the doctor's appointment, the blood tests, the ultrasound. And you hear those words that change everything. Fatty liver. The doctor says it's common, that a lot of people have it, that you need to lose weight and exercise, but inside, you feel a chill run down your spine. Because you know you're over 50, you know your body isn't what it used to be, and that silent fear creeps in, the one you don't tell anyone. Will this turn into cirrhosis? Will I need a transplant? Am I destroying my body without realizing it? You look at your kids, your grandkids, and think, I want to be here for them. I want to have energy. I want to live a healthy life. But it feels like your own body is working against you, and no one seems to understand the emotional toll of this, the guilt of not taking care of yourself sooner, the desperation that it might already be too late. What if I told you that you're not alone, that millions of people over 50 are living with this exact anguish right now, and that there's a real, scientific, and proven path to reverse this condition before it's too late? Would you believe me? I need to start by sharing a statistic that will shock you. A study recently published in the scientific journal Hepatology showed that over 65% of people over 50 have some degree of fatty liver, and the scariest part is that most of these people don't know, or they know but completely underestimate the severity of what's happening inside their bodies. While you're sitting there thinking fatty liver is just a cosmetic issue, something that will go away with a basic diet, your liver could be silently progressing to steatohepatitis, to fibrosis, to cirrhosis, and you'll only find out when it's in an advanced stage, when treatment options are limited, when complete reversal is no longer possible. And you know what's worse? After 50, your metabolism changes drastically. Insulin resistance increases, your liver's ability to regenerate decreases, and what could have been resolved in 6 months at 30 might take years after 50, or worse, might never be completely reversed if you don't act now. My name is Dr. Ricardo Almeida. I've been a hepatologist for over 20 years, and my specialty is precisely helping people who are exactly in your situation, people who discovered they have fatty liver and don't know where to start, who feel fear, who feel time is running out, who want a real solution, not just generic advice to eat less and exercise more. I see patients every day in my practice, and I can guarantee you one thing. Fatty liver after 50 is a ticking time bomb, but it's a bomb you can defuse if you know exactly what to do, and that's what I'm here to teach you today. If you've made it this far, it means you're taking your health seriously, and that gives me a lot of hope for you. I created this channel precisely for people like you who don't just want to hear they have fatty liver, and that's it. You want to understand what's happening at a cellular level, you want practical solutions, you want to restore your liver health before it's too late. Every week, I bring you updated information based on the latest scientific research protocols I use in my practice with real patients, things that many doctors still don't know because they don't have time to keep up with all the scientific publications. Subscribe to the channel now and hit the notification bell because I'm going to guide you step by step on this journey to recover your liver. You don't have to do this alone, and together we will reverse this condition before it irreversibly damages your health. Now, before I reveal the exact protocol you need to follow to reverse fatty liver after 50, I need you to understand something crucial, and I'm going to explain it through the story of one of my patients, Maria, because her story will show you exactly why this is so urgent. Maria came to my office at 54 with an ultrasound showing grade 2 hepatic steatosis, elevated liver enzymes, TGO at 110 and TGP at 1 to 30, well above normal. She told me, "Doctor, I've always been healthy, I've never had anything serious, but the last 2 years I've felt an absurd exhaustion. I've gained 15 pounds I can't lose at all. And now I've discovered this fatty liver. What do I do? I looked at her and saw something I see in so many patients: desperation mixed with denial, the desire to fix it, but also the fear that it's too complicated, that it requires impossible sacrifices. Maria had type 2 diabetes for 3 years, was taking metformin, had high cholesterol, high blood pressure. She was essentially living with a full metabolic syndrome, and her liver was paying the price for all of it. I asked Maria, "Do you know what happens inside your liver when fat accumulates there?" And she looked at me with that expression of someone who had never truly been explained. So I grabbed a piece of paper and started drawing because I needed her to understand the urgency of the situation. When you eat excess carbohydrates, especially sugars and refined flours, your body converts them into glucose, and the glucose that isn't immediately used for energy needs to be stored. The liver stores a little as glycogen, but when the glycogen stores are full, the liver starts converting that glucose into fat, and this fat gets trapped inside the liver cells, the hepatocytes. In the beginning, this is just simple steatosis. The liver is fatty but not yet inflamed, not yet being destroyed. But it's like filling a balloon. Eventually, it will burst. Now, I need to ask you a question, and I want you to be completely honest with me, because your answer might help thousands of people watching this video right now. When you found out you had fatty liver, what was the first thought that crossed your mind? Was it the fear of it turning into cirrhosis? Was it guilt for not taking better care of your health? Was it that feeling of frustration that you've tried so many diets before and nothing worked, and now you don't even know if you can reverse it? I know how tough it is to carry that emotional weight, to put on a brave face when inside you're worried, scared, wondering if your body can hold up, if you'll be around to see your grandkids grow up. So I want you to comment below. Use these words if you like. I have fatty liver and need help. Don't be ashamed, don't feel judged, because this is a safe space. And when you comment, you're showing others they're not alone. You're building a network of support, of strength. Comment now, because I read every single one, and your story matters. Your fight matters. Now, back to Maria. I explained to her that simple fatty liver can progress to steatohepatitis, which is when the liver starts to get inflamed, cells begin to die, and the body tries to repair that damage by creating scar tissue called fibrosis. And when the fibrosis advances too much, you get cirrhosis, which is irreversible. That means your liver has lost its ability to function properly, and then you're talking about a transplant, the risk of liver cancer, a life that's completely limited. Maria went pale when I told her that, and she asked, "But doctor, is there a way to reverse it? Do I still have a chance?" And I looked at her with all seriousness and said, "Maria, you absolutely have a chance, but you need to act now. Because every month that passes, every week you delay, it's more accumulated damage, it's harder to reverse." Now I want to tell you about another patient of mine, John. He's 58 years old and also had fatty liver, but his story was completely different from Maria's. John discovered his fatty liver during a routine checkup. He had no symptoms, thought everything was fine, and when the doctor told him he had fatty liver, John shrugged it off. Everyone has that, he thought. It can't be that big of a deal. He didn't change anything in his life. He kept eating the same way, drinking beer every weekend, thinking it was normal, just part of getting older. 3 years later, John went back to the doctor because he started feeling terribly tired, constant abdominal pain, and when he got new tests done, he found out he had progressed to steatohepatitis with stage 2 fibrosis. His liver was already inflamed and starting to scar. His AST was 220, his ALT 250, his GGT sky high, and worst of all, he had developed severe insulin resistance. He was pre-diabetic, almost diabetic, and all of this in just 3 years of neglect. The difference between Maria and John was simple. Maria decided to act, and John thought he could wait. Maria followed the protocol I'm about to reveal to you, and in 6 months, she lost 26 pounds, completely normalized her liver enzymes, reversed her insulin resistance, and her follow-up ultrasound showed a significant reduction in liver fat. She went from stage 2 to stage 1. John, on the other hand, is now fighting to prevent his condition from progressing to cirrhosis, taking medications, undergoing rigorous monitoring, and knowing that the damage he's caused to his liver may never be fully reversed. And you know the truth, nobody tells you. After 50, the window of opportunity to reverse fatty liver is smaller because your metabolism isn't the same. Your cells don't regenerate as quickly, and that's why every day counts. So let's get to the protocol. And I want you to pay very close attention because this could save your life. First thing, you need to understand that reversing fatty liver after 50 isn't about some crazy restrictive diet. It's not about starving yourself or cutting out everything you love to eat. It's about making smart choices that will reduce insulin resistance, lower inflammation, and give your liver a chance to heal. Step 1 is to completely cut out added sugars and refined carbohydrates. And when I say completely, I mean sugar, soda, juice boxes, white bread, white pasta, white rice, cookies, cakes. All of it needs to go from your life now, because these are the foods that spike insulin, that make your liver store fat, that perpetuate the vicious cycle of fatty liver disease. Step 2, you need to drastically increase your intake of quality proteins and healthy fats. Protein keeps you full, maintains your muscle mass, which is essential for your metabolism to function well after 50. And healthy fats like olive oil, avocado, nuts, and fatty fish like salmon help reduce inflammation in the liver. Step 3, you need to practice intermittent fasting. And before you say you can't go without eating, listen to me. Intermittent fasting is the most powerful tool there is to reduce insulin resistance and give your liver the time it needs to burn accumulated fat. Start with a 12-hour eating window. That means if you have breakfast at 8 a.m., don't eat anything after 8 p.m. As you adapt, gradually reduce that window to 10 hours, then 8 hours, until you can do the 16-8 protocol. That's fasting for 16 hours and eating within an 8-hour window. Step 4, and this is non-negotiable, you need to exercise. But not just any exercise. You need to combine aerobic exercise with resistance training. Aerobic exercise burns visceral fat, that fat accumulated around your organs, including your liver. And resistance exercise, like weightlifting, increases your muscle mass, which is metabolically active tissue that will help control blood sugar and burn more calories even at rest. If you're over 50 and have never lifted weights, find a certified personal trainer. Start slow, but start, because this could be the difference between reversing fatty liver or progressing to cirrhosis. Step 5. Consider strategic supplementation. And here I'm talking about things with real scientific evidence, not internet fads. Vitamin E in therapeutic doses has shown benefits in reducing liver inflammation in patients with steatohepatitis. Omega-3s in high doses help reduce triglycerides and inflammation, and compounds like berberine and alpha-lipoic acid have demonstrated improvements in insulin sensitivity and liver protection. But be careful, supplements don't replace diet and exercise. They are complementary. And you should always talk to your doctor before starting any supplementation, especially if you're already taking other medications. Now, I know you might be thinking, but doctor, what if I'm already taking medication for diabetes, cholesterol, or blood pressure? Can I still do all of this? The answer is yes. Not only can you, but you should, because these medications are treating the symptoms, but not the root cause of the problem, which is insulin resistance and fat accumulation in the liver. In fact, many patients who follow this protocol are able to reduce or even eliminate some medications over time, always with medical supervision, of course. And if you're wondering how long it takes to see results, the honest answer is that it depends on the degree of liver damage and your adherence to the protocol. But in my clinical experience, Committed patients start to see improvement in liver enzymes in 6 to 8 weeks, significant weight loss in 3 months, and partial or complete reversal of steatosis in 6 to 12 months. I want you to understand something, and this is very important. Fatty liver is not a death sentence, but it's also not something you can ignore. It's a condition that responds extremely well to lifestyle changes, but it requires commitment, consistency, and patience. You didn't accumulate this fat in a month, so don't expect it to disappear in a month. But if you do the right things every day, you will see progress, you will feel the difference, and your tests will prove you're on the right track. Let me tell you about a patient who really stuck with me, Mrs. Carmen, 62 years old, who came to my office after being diagnosed with grade 3 hepatic steatosis, early fibrosis, and uncontrolled type 2 diabetes. She was desperate, told me she thought she was going to die, that she didn't know how she'd let things get to that point. I sat with her, explained everything I'm explaining to you now, and she looked at me with tears in her eyes and said, "Doctor, I'll do everything you say. I want to live. I want to see my great-grandchildren born." And she did. Carmen drastically cut out sugar, started walking every day, joined a gym with a trainer, practiced intermittent fasting, took the supplements I recommended, and you know what happened. In a year, she lost 23 pounds. Her A1C dropped from 9.2 to 5.8. Her liver enzymes normalized completely, and the ultrasound showed that the fat in her liver had drastically reduced. She was practically cured. Carmen is now 65, healthier than she was at 50, has the energy to play with her grandkids, travels, lives life to the fullest, and all because she decided to act instead of resign herself. If you have fatty liver, give this video a like right now, because it helps me understand how many people are going through this and motivates me to keep bringing you quality content. And if you've tried to reverse fatty liver before and couldn't, comment below what held you back. What was the biggest difficulty? Because this information helps me create videos that are more targeted to your real needs. Now, there are some questions I get almost every day in the office, and I know you probably have these doubts too. First question, can I drink alcohol if I have fatty liver? The answer is no, or at least not while you're trying to reverse it, because alcohol is metabolized by the liver, causes inflammation, and can accelerate the progression of the disease. Even if you have non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, alcohol will make it worse. Second question, is fruit bad for fatty liver? The answer is, it depends. Fruits have fructose, and excess fructose can overload the liver. But whole fruits with fiber in moderation, especially low glycemic fruits like berries, are acceptable. The problem is fruit juice, which concentrates the sugar without the fiber. You should avoid that completely. Third question, how much weight do I need to lose to reverse fatty liver? Studies show that a loss of 5 to 10% of body weight is enough to significantly improve hepatic steatosis, and a loss of more than 10% can lead to complete reversal in many cases. Fourth question, do I need a liver biopsy? In most cases, no. A biopsy is only indicated when advanced steatohepatitis or significant fibrosis is suspected, and nowadays we have non-invasive tests like liver elastography that can assess the degree of fibrosis without needing a biopsy. Fifth question, is there any specific medication for fatty liver? As of now, there is no approved medication specifically to treat non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. There are medications in development, but the gold standard treatment remains lifestyle changes, and in cases of associated diabetes, medications like metformin, pioglitazone, and SGLT2 inhibitors can help. Let me tell you about another case, Mr. Paul, 56 years old, an engineer who discovered he had fatty liver during a routine company physical. He had no symptoms, thought he was healthy, but the ultrasound showed grade 2 steatosis and his enzymes were slightly elevated. Paul came to me because he wanted to understand what was happening, and when I explained it, he was shocked. He said no one had ever explained to him that fatty liver was serious. Paul was the type who ate well at lunch, protein, salad, but at night he'd go for carbs, bread, pasta, and he had a habit of drinking beer every day, just one or two, but every day. He was also sedentary, worked sitting down all day, didn't do any kind of exercise. I put together a plan for him. We cut out the beer completely, adjusted his diet by eliminating refined carbohydrates, introduced intermittent fasting, and got him into weightlifting 3 times a week and walking on the other days. Paul told me it was difficult at first, especially giving up the beer, but within 3 weeks, he already felt a difference. He had more energy, slept better, and in 4 months, he had lost 9 pounds. His enzymes had normalized, and a follow-up ultrasound showed a significant reduction in fat. Paul is now one of my model patients because he proved to himself that it's possible to reverse it, that age is no excuse, that all you need is the right information and determination. And here's a truth you need to accept. No one will do this for you. Your doctor won't be at your house stopping you from eating sugar. Your family won't exercise for you. You need to make the decision that your health is a priority, that you deserve to live well, that you won't let fatty liver silently destroy your body. I know it sounds tough. I know changing habits is challenging, especially after 50, when you've spent decades building established patterns. But I also know you're capable because I see it every day in my practice. People who thought they couldn't do it, and they did. People who completely transformed their health because they decided it was going to happen. Comment below with your ALT and AST levels because I want to know where you stand. And share this video with someone you love, someone who's also struggling with fatty liver disease, because this information can literally save a life. Often people don't act because they don't know, because no one explained it clearly, because they thought it was too complicated. But now you know. You have the tools. You have the protocol. All that's missing is you taking that first step. To sum up what I've shared today, fatty liver disease after 50 is a serious condition that can progress to irreversible diseases like cirrhosis and liver cancer if left untreated. But it responds incredibly well to lifestyle interventions when done correctly. The core protocol includes eliminating sugars and refined carbohydrates, increasing protein and healthy fats, intermittent fasting, exercise combining cardio and strength training, and strategic supplementation with medical guidance. Losing just 5 to 10% of your body weight brings significant benefits, and complete reversal is possible in most cases with commitment and consistency. The average time to see results ranges from 6 to 12 months, but improvements in your labs can appear within the first few weeks. And most importantly, you are not alone on this journey. Millions of people are going through the same thing. With the right guidance and determination, you can reverse this condition and get back to living a healthy quality life. If this video helped you, if you learned something new, if you felt heard and understood, hit that like button now. Subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss future videos. I'll keep bringing you in-depth content on liver health, how to reverse metabolic diseases, and how to live a better quality life after 50. And don't forget to comment to participate. Your story matters. Your experience can help others. And together, we're building a community of people who have chosen health, who have chosen to act instead of resign themselves. In the next video, I'll show you exactly what to eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner to reverse fatty liver disease. Practical meal plans, easy recipes, because I know information without practical application is useless. Until then, take care of your liver, take care of yourself, and always remember, it's never too late to start. But the sooner you start, the better the results will be.